So Juice didn't have a childhood. Check.
I didn't.
Juice is a fucking test tube baby, y'all.
Juice brought the stupids. I think we can leave it
Juice
at that.
did bring. Oh, man.
That was his childhood.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, shitty cinema. This week, we watched something absolutely amazing. But before we get into that, we should tell you guys a little bit about what shitty cinema is and what shitty cinema does. Casey, why don't you tell us about shitty cinema? What do we do?
It touches you in the bad place, but in a good way. But like a bad good way.
I mean,
You'll figure it out later, and that's why you should hire an adult to listen to you.
how can something so bad feel so good?
It just does. We like to take the bottom of the barrel, scuzz shit movies, some from our childhood, always based on a certain particular theme each month, and ruin each other's day with them.
And we're very successful at that here. And
I've never ended a Sunday happy.
that's true. That's true. This week it wasn't me because I'm Jay.
I'm Dave.
I'm Casey, and I don't know what it has to do with you this week, Jay.
I'm Juice, and everything's about me this week.
You're fucking A-right, it's
Wait,
not.
wait, yeah.
Dave?
It's about me
Yeah.
this week, Juice.
Yeah.
This was my childhood brought before
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, but I've never seen this movie, so that makes it all about me because it's
That's
mine.
true. This
you
was new for you.
frenemies fuck.
Dave, why don't you tell us what we watched this week?
Well, this week we watched The Three Musketeers from 1993, the Disney version, with Chris O'Donnell
Disney.
and Charlie Sheen and Kiefer Sutherland and just so many more.
Oliver
awesome-
Platt.
Tim Curry and Oliver
Oliver
Platt.
Platt,
Platt.
Tim Curry. It's just, we'll get into it, but it's great, and it's not, and it's my childhood in a movie.
I mean,
I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been
this-
bringing a lot of movies from my childhood to ruin.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is this a cry for help?
I think so.
I
might
think it
be.
is too.
I mean,
you know what? We watched Congo last week, and that was
From Jay's childhood.
Yeah.
Well, and both of them fit perfectly into our theme this month,
Yeah.
which is Read It Then Weep.
Read
and
It Then
these are
Weep.
movies that are adapted from books, which means they can't be failures. And I think Disney chose this one because it's free for them, whereas
Yeah,
someone
this was-
paid Michael Crichton money to adapt Congo.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't have.
Yeah, but they did.
they did. This one was public domain, so they didn't have to worry
Right.
about that.
Right. But Congo, I'm going to defend Congo. I had fun with Congo. I know you guys didn't want to watch
I
it again,
enjoyed
but
it.
Winston was so good. And Tim Curry again. We got some crossover.
Tim Curry crossover. We need a Tim Curry month, so someone put that in the books.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're-
we need to get that on the calendar.
So good.
Does that mean we have to watch Clue? Because I love Clue. I
It's
love
not a
it.
bad
Oh my
movie.
god, I
Get to
I
watch
love
it.
How is that a
insane.
bad movie? That's not a bad movie.
It's
This
so
is a bad
good.
movie podcast.
It's all right. Touche. I
Dum-dums.
guess then maybe we should talk a little bit about this week. So this week, watching The Three Musketeers, see, there was a situation because this movie is set in the 1600s, and in the 1600s, there are no elevators. So Dave is on the 1600s equivalent of an elevator, which is a fucking ladder up on a roof. And I come
God
riding
damn
by playing croquet, but I'm really bad at croquet. And so all I do is just fucking smoke the ladder out from under him like the dirty peasant he is. And as he's falling to his death, he's got roughly about 10 seconds or so, give or take, before he smashes on the ground and his rib cage shatters and it impales his lungs and his heart stops beating slowly. His blood
You
squirts
hope
out of his
you
neck.
die that quickly. It's the 1600s. It's going to take an infection a while to kill you.
Listen, what you didn't realize is that you were standing there,
Your neck.
Dave, and as Dave is falling, he's actually falling onto you and he's about to crush your body. You have 10 seconds.
King Cowboy saved the king from the cardinal rapist.
You guys are both going to see
Wait,
the
how
Jesus.
He died before.
That was a piece of
Thank
work.
you.
That
Thank you.
was-
How'd I do on time?
You did great.
Yeah?
Speaking of piece of work,
Casey, listen, what you didn't realize is that you were standing there under Dave, and as Dave is falling, he's actually falling onto you and he's about to crush your body. You have 10 seconds before Dave's lifeless husk smashes into you and you guys are both going to see
Wait,
the
how
Jesus.
He died before he hit me.
You don't want to ask questions like
Okay,
that.
fair enough.
Cocaine.
but he has an erection.
Go.
A coked out 80s rat pack causes mayhem at a Renaissance festival while Robin wears a wig.
Wow, yeah.
That's good too.
I envy your alliteration. And now we're dead, by the way.
Yeah, we're both very dead.
As you are laying on top of me and the last breath is leaving your body, I just want you to know the last thing you're going to hear on this earth that I will whisper in your ear
What is it?
while blood fills my lungs. 'Cause it's all for love.
We're gonna get to that later.
Yeah, while the elevator pitch
We'll
is
get to it now, goddammit.
the elevator pitch is a storied tradition here at Shady Cinema, but we should really introduce the characters of this film. Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about who we get populated as the Three Musketeers, as 1993 wanted to do this.
Yeah, so this is 1993 Disney. They're a little drunk on power at the moment. So our main character of D'Artagnan is played by Chris O'Donnell, the future Dick Grayson Robin.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's going to ruin another role. Excellent.
Yeah, he's going to ruin a public domain role this time. He's French, ostensibly, in a very bad, good, I don't know, wig of just the most floofiest permed out mullet you've ever seen.
It was a great 80s hairband character.
It is Leif Garrett's hair on Chris O'Donnell's block of a fucking head.
Yeah.
Everybody had a mullet in this movie, though.
But it was specifically Leif Garrett's hair, and it was upsetting as fuck.
Yeah, it was real bad.
It was not good, but he plays D'Artagnan, the son of a musketeer who wants to one day grow up to become a musketeer.
A dead musketeer.
I want to be a
Yes.
musketeer.
He's also a fucking douchebag.
He is a douchebag. His dad died defending the king. He wants to defend the family honor, yada, yada, yada. The titular Three Musketeers are played by Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, and Oliver Platt.
So it's just... God bless them.
It's
God
something.
fucking bless them.
Man.
They don't know it's not the 80s anymore.
No. Charlie Sheen actually skipped the horseback training and swords training because he was filming Hot Shots Part 2.
Oh, no,
Worth
that
it.
makes sense.
Worth it.
Yeah. So there's varying levels of skill between the three of them. Oliver Platt in particular stands out between them, but overall they're pretty solid as the three main characters. They are sworn to protect the king and queen, which is about all that they matter because they're just plot devices.
At best, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, our main villain is the Cardinal, Cardinal Richelieu. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
No,
Tim
it's called
Curry.
Tim Curry.
It's
Tim
motherfucking Curry.
He's amazing.
He is
Eyeballs.
great. He is a cartoonishly evil villain in this movie as the
And he
head
looks
of the
the part.
church. He looks the part. He has a beautiful cape.
And an evil mustache.
It's-
Oh
his
my
eyes.
God, the cape.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Violently evil man who has a henchman, his right-hand man, eye patches, sword zaddy, whatever you want to call him.
Sword
Sword
Daddy.
zaddy.
He's all in black. He's missing an eye. And wears an eye patch.
Who's your sword daddy?
Sword zaddy.
Sword zaddy.
Yeah, it's a
No.
I'm
whole
gonna
other.
lick that eye hole.
It's a
No.
whole.
Oh, man. Oh, why?
See, that's what
What?
makes it a zaddy.
Send her
Yes.
home.
That's the zaddy.
That was a mood
difference.
killer.
Yeah. Eye patch, the right-hand man of Cardinal Richelieu, who will factor into the plot more later, but mostly he's just really good with the sword, and he wears all black.
He's a great evil guy.
He's
The
Glittery
villains in
black.
this are fantastic.
yeah, they're a lot
Yeah.
of fun. He just growls his way through everything. You can see him as the six-fingered man from Princess Bride.
I'm so jealous of his voice. He has that deep, gravelly voice that's menacing, and
I'm so jealous of that sixth finger.
I.
Go on with your plot, David.
That's pretty much it for the characters that matter in this movie.
All right. Well, tell us about the plot then.
So the plot, it's the Three Musketeers. This movie's been
What?
made like a dozen times. If you've seen any of them, you've seen this. Chris O'Donnell as D'Artagnan is being chased by the brother of a girl he deflowered and pieces out of town to avoid having to marry her and heads to the capital to become a musketeer.
The doctor deflowered her, just so we're clear.
Yes, he has incredibly bad timing because the evil cardinal has just disbanded the musketeers and sent them all home to get drunk.
That seems like an upgrade.
I don't think he sent them home to necessarily
No,
get drunk. He just sent them
Sometimes our boss
home,
does that.
and they continued to get drunk.
Would
you
We've
not?
been told explicitly
Hey.
sometimes to get drunk. If
He
we're
was
all
actually,
being bitches.
he was actually going to send them to war. They were all going to be sent to different. Pisses off all three of our primary musketeers.
Separately.
3 separate incidents, pisses off all of them, and gets challenged to a duel by all 3 of them. So he's a man of honor, shows up to duel them, and realizes that he has.
Being seduced by a hooker.
That's true. Chris O'Donnell's far too young. He finally rolls into the capital, immediately trips across and pisses off all 3 of our primary musketeers.
Separately.
3 separate incidents, pisses off all of them, and gets challenged to a duel by all 3 of them. So he's a man of honor, shows up to duel them, and realizes that he has pissed off all 3 of the musketeers. But before they can kill each other, the Cardinal's men show up, led by Eye Patches.
He's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
You know,
Beautiful and dangerous.
you know what's great? He chops in the Matrix, and he's got leather gloves and a great leather.
He's got glitter
jacket.
in his vest.
He looks fucking great.
He looks fucking great.
The dude looks good. The 3 musketeers escape. Chris O'Donnell is captured. He runs around the prison for a while after escaping his bonds and overhears the Cardinal sending a spy to the King of England?
Indeed.
Yeah, the King of England.
Duke
or the
of,
Duke of...
Of
Birmingham.
Newcomb.
Yeah.
Buckingham?
Of
Duke
Newcomb.
of Buckingham?
Duke of Buckingham, yeah, in a plot against the King of France. Chris O'Donnell is captured by the Cardinal, who's going to have him beheaded, but the 3 musketeers somehow show up and save the day and get him free. So they head to...
Just tattoo like cows get.
Yes,
Oh,
apparently,
cow
Sluts.
tattoos.
apparently a fleur-de-lis
ex-wife.
printed onto your shoulder means that you are a murderer? Or?
Yeah, we
That
get a
she-
Scarlet
Or you
Letter
went
subplot.
to, Mardi Gras. She had a tattoo. I figured out she was a slut, so I dump her.
No,
send her
no.
to prison.
She was into scarification, Casey.
That's just tattoo like cows get.
Yes,
Oh,
Cows
apparently,
are
cow
sluts.
tattoos.
apparently a fleur-de-lis imprinted onto your shoulder means that you are a murderer? Or?
Yeah, we
That
get a
she-
Scarlet
Or you
Letter
went
subplot.
to, Mardi Gras and spring break your
Yeah.
sophomore
Yeah.
year of college. That's
Listen,
what that means.
It's like a Scarlet Letter subplot, but instead of sex, it's just you murdered someone, and so you get a fleur de lis.
Which is way fucking cooler.
Right.
It is
so
a much
like,
better
you,
subplot.
Kill up, don't push
I
me.
mean, and murder someone. Yeah, I just fucked that up.
So Kiefer's
This is bad
ex-wife, the
backwards.
spy, exposes a secret plot to shoot the king at his birthday ceremony in like 3 upcoming days. It's super soon. And then proceeds to jump off the side of a cliff to kill herself so she doesn't have to.
Those with attached to them that say
One for
what
all and all for one.
Yes, Dave.
The
Yes,
motto
they
Yes.
say that.
Do this.
Not doing that. Nope.
Fuck.
I'd much rather crash to the rocks below.
I want to be undistinguishable.
So the 3 musketeers ride around and they reassemble all of the
I made up
previous
a word.
musketeers.
Sorry.
Indistinctively, they shoot arrows with notes attached to them that say
One for
what
all and all for one.
Yes, Dave.
The
Yes,
motto
they say
Yes.
that.
the movie and the 3 musketeers.
What you
Excellent.
didn't see was they actually all over the woods shot the lyrics of the song over the trees.
As you rode along the road.
Yes, it was romantic
It's
as
love you
fuck.
take.
I'll be a man of my word.
And don't forget, all of these people are illiterate.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all illiterate.
The squiggle ghosts are back.
I just lost my spot. Where were we?
Squiggle ghosts were shooting
Squiggle.
randomly sticks and trees.
Random notes.
Yeah, we're pretty much
Random notes
done.
and trees.
They reassemble the musketeers. They show up to the birthday celebration and save the king. Chris O'Donnell stops the sniper.
Mm-hmm.
All of the individual soldier or musketeers have
30 p.m. That party was at 8. He would have been asleep.
Gotcha.
He's got to
My
get
bad.
up at 2:30 to fucking work out 8 times.
the end.
Everybody wins. Yay!
Everybody wins.
Can we recommend
Yay.
that Tim Curry hires Mark Wahlberg as the sniper this time? I saw a movie about that. He was really good.
He was really good.
I
in
feel
that.
like
No.
that would really assist.
Mark
and then,
Wahlberg goes to bed at 7:30 p.m. That party was at 8. He would have been asleep.
Gotcha.
He's got to
My
get
bad.
up at 2:30 to fucking work out 8 times. Jesus.
Well, I'm trying to improve this movie.
One of the interesting things about this movie is that they had a lot of firearms, and
Never
incidentally,
would have worked.
All right.
incidentally, they didn't want to use them all that often. They preferred sword fighting.
This is shitty cinema. We do this for fun, but there are also, it's not all torture, right? There are some things at shitty cinema that we love. And one of the things that we love this month is what, Juice?
We love action. We
We do love action.
explosions.
Yeah.
We love indiscriminate murder, and we love titties.
We also love discriminate murder.
Yeah,
Well, fair.
just pretty murder.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
Yeah.
No, there absolutely was some fun. Well,
a lot more explosions than you would expect
Yeah.
from a period piece.
From a 1960s
Yes.
period piece, yes.
The 1600s, you mean?
Though,
let's talk about the explosions. We have cannonballs, right? Cannonballs
we
come
have
flying
a
down.
fire
Fire coach.
Fire
Fire
coach.
coach.
We gotta
That's what it
get
is.
so we gotta get to the fire coach. You can't just lead with fire
Yeah,
coach.
you do. You go
no.
uphill, set it on fire, let
Well-
it roll downhill.
Right. So the coach.
Into a cart full of barrels of what is it?
A gunpowder camp.
Gunpowder.
It
The
is
whole
gunpowder.
camp was made out
See,
of gunpowder.
You see, Jay, I think you're at a loss here because we are in the 1600s and there are no laws on how you're supposed to handle gunpowder.
That's
so
true.
I'm
they're
just-
just
I'm just saying the story of the acquisition of the coach was fun and exciting, and that leading up to this event was great.
No,
No.
even the children
All right.
had gunpowder in their pockets.
Yeah.
All
Well,
the
you
kids
know,
were flammable.
You always
explodable.
stuff gunpowder in children's pockets. That's how it works.
I'm actually now thinking about that scene. So the
Are
wagon,
you?
Yes,
Are you?
I am. The wagon that they crashed into
Yeah.
that had the initial load of gunpowder.
Correct.
That had what, like 15 to 20
Barrels.
Okay.
barrels of gunpowder on
Kegs.
it. That set
Yeah.
off further kegs deeper into the camp.
Yeah.
They only showed us like what, maybe 50 or 60 people in this camp. How much
That's
gunpowder per person? They had like a half a barrel per man.
Is that stuff
America,
expensive?
fair.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know how much gunpowder cost in the 1600s. I assumed to the King of
You
France
should
it
source
was
that.
pretty
I mean,
cheap.
you got to think that something expensive for you is not expensive for any government. So for any government to have
Yeah,
just
this little
barrels
Anakin
of it?
Skywalker motherfucker doesn't care.
Anakin Skywalker.
The king, he's such a little puss.
He is a little bitch.
Just, ugh. You know?
It's fine. It's fine.
He's perfectly fine.
He's
Fine.
he is wonderfully adequate.
How the
Just-
fuck did we even get the fire carriage? How did they acquire the carriage?
Right.
They
So that's
stole
the point.
it.
That was not
No, no, no.
memorable.
So we have Chris O'Donnell up to be executed for the first time in the movie, and turns out, surprise, surprise, the Three Musketeers have hijacked it, and fucking Oliver Platt is the executioner. He's dressed
Yeah.
up as the executioner, and Charlie Sheen is dressed up as the guy next to him, and keys off that they're actually going to save him and not kill him.
We're all
and
for one, not one for all.
While Kiefer Sutherland hijacks Tim Curry's coach, and then they jump in through the roof of the coach.
Yes, as you would.
And they ride off, and there is a chase of them as they go through this city and then through another village.
Oh yeah, because they
Yeah.
speed up the horse feet, so it
Because they
looks like
speed
they're
up the horse
going
feet.
fast.
And then we get to the point where they get up the hill, they jump out, he pours brandy all in
Thing
God.
first,
Because
brandy.
that's gonna do it.
Right, which
sugar's
is like
flammable.
But I'm saying, right? And then he throws some gunpowder in there, Kiefer Sutherland does, and shoots it from practically fucking point blank.
Yeah.
And
Which-
all that happens is it lights a fucking fire, and then it suddenly turns into a blazing flaming coach, which they kick down a
Because of the
hill
brandy.
into a fucking cache of gunpowder barrels.
Everything,
of
first
gunpowder.
of all, everything in the 1600s was flammable.
Apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, and then as Dave pointed out, right, they have this shit scattered all over the camp. There are pockets of gunpowder. So that when the first thing blows up, it's an entire chain reaction. Shit is going off everywhere.
Listen, it's called a fucking 1600s gun show. Calm your tits. You're getting spit everywhere. Secondly, it's not a camp. It's an expo.
A gunpowder expo. Oh, this is wonderful.
Jesus, it's collectors. Don't act like they're a bunch of fucking noobs.
1993 Disney was not going to let the fact that this was a sword movie stop them from having some big explosions.
No.
That's true. Now, we do get this weird confluence of swords and guns in the same film. And I don't know, you were saying that there might be some good sword fights. I'm not really sure about that.
Okay, not great
No, there
sword
were-
fights.
There were
There's-
sword fights.
There
There
were
were
sword fights.
sword fights. Some of them are fairly competent. Eye Patches, in particular, is
Yeah.
a pretty solid swordsman.
But here's the deal: they are sword fights written for a book, trying to be act out by the aforementioned actors that we have in this movie.
Yeah, it's not fantastic, but I'll take what I can get. It's relatively well shot. They at least went through the basics of learning how to actually do movie fights with a sword. So by no means am I going to say like, oh, this is the definitive article. But hey, it's a lot better than what you get in a fucking Marvel movie.
Chris O'Donnell didn't do well.
Oh, shade.
No,
thrown.
Chris. I mean, it's all Disney. So
Right?
It is 1983's Disney. You're
yeah.
right.
I
I am-
Kiefer Sutherland.
He was okay. Kiefer
Sutherland.
He
Let's
stepped it up.
talk about this. He has a Coke Palace. You first see Kiefer Sutherland when Chris O'Donnell greets him in his Coke pallet.
Lines he delivers
I don't know,
that sound
I don't know.
believable are when he's screaming.
Yeah, he's got to be yelling.
So basically, we have
Are drinking alone
Dang.
and having a sad, somber drinking moment. I think he's mostly just sad drunk throughout this movie.
we get the exposition that what is it? He makes drinking an art, or he takes drinking very,
Very seriously.
seriously.
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't?
Alcoholics.
The only
Yeah.
lines he
I
delivers
don't know,
that
maybe they
sound
do. I don't know.
believable are when he's screaming.
Yeah, he's got to be yelling.
So basically, we have
White fangs, Chris O'Donnell. Go on now, get. But Kiefer Sutherland is a tortured character. He finds out the woman he loves in this scene. He discloses the woman he loves. He found out is a murderer, so he fucking narked her out to the cops and sent her to her death.
That's some cold shit.
And she sucked her way out of that trouble because she's resourceful as fuck and had a better life as a hot big titty assassin.
Do you know what his character
Titty
feels like to
assassin.
me? His character feels like if you took Aragorn and took everything that made Aragorn cool away from him and you were left over with the mediocre and shitty parts of him, you would
And
get
he was
Charlie.
hungover. He's got to be hungover.
You would get, and he was hungover. You would get Kiefer Sutherland's character in this movie.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
I think
It's cool and
absolutely lost
he
it.
is an absolute delight in this movie.
Yeah, you know how you
Of the Three Musketeers,
that's the
Platt as
so
Porthos.
good. He's your aunt that teaches you how to smoke pot.
yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Yes.
Totally. He is
He's just got scarves everywhere.
I believe that his character is truly insane.
He's
is
someone's
no.
cool aunt.
Absolutely lost
he
it.
is an absolute delight in this movie.
Yeah, you know how you project yourself into movies as certain characters? That's the character I want to be.
Yeah.
He's your aunt that teaches you how to smoke pot.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Yes.
Totally. He is cool, right? He's always drinking. It specifically says that he enjoys wenching and offers to train Chris O'Donnell in
He
wenching.
does. Oh, it doesn't offer.
Which-
He does.
yeah.
Well,
He goes in depth, in detail on how his.
I think it would have helped if they would have taken off the wig, personally. But
No,
No.
leave it on.
Oliver, you leave that wig on.
no,
He's
I'm
trying
saying
to fuck
take
a
off.
woman in every scene he's talking.
He is, yeah, and he's drinking constantly.
Not necessarily
He has
just a woman.
so much fun stabbing people.
In the carriage ride, Kiefer Sutherland is drunk driving his way through a forest. Not a jab, it's the truth. Drunk driving his way through a forest, and Oliver Platt comes out and goes, "Oh, you guys want some champagne?" And Kiefer Sutherland's like, "Really? We're in a horse chase." And he's like, "You're right. I better get a red." And comes out with a red. And then Kiefer Sutherland drinks the whole fucking bottle to himself after giving the reins to Chris O'Donnell. Okay, good. He's found a DD. And then once that bottle's down, he starts driving again. Driving better, I might say.
Hey, he's seen the PSAs. Don't drink and drive.
That's true. Yeah,
God.
My-
Hold my
Yep.
beer.
my
Drink then, drive. Yes.
drink then drive.
He gets it.
Drink then drive. Shitty cinema.
You can
We will have
book
those-
our children's tour on the website. We'll come to your school and talk.
My favorite Oliver Platt moment is when he is chasing after a guy that he was just fighting, and he throws a fucking bolo, and it wraps around his neck, snaps the dude's fucking throat and nose with the bolo. Dude drops over dead, and he's like, coming in his pants. God, I love my job.
He literally kisses his fingers like an Italian, which for him being French,
Did he kiss him or
supposedly,
did he smell him? I don't know.
I hope he smelled them.
I think
he did.
we'll have to roll the tape on that
Let's
one.
fucking roll the tape, you guys. I want to say the best part of Oliver Platt was watching Dave watch Oliver Platt.
It's
Yeah.
You
so
were
good.
so filled with childlike delight
You
the
look
whole
so
time.
look like your 8-year-old
In
self,
rapture.
just so happy.
He
You were
is
in
so
rapture.
goddamn great in this movie.
He is.
Not as good as Tim Curry, though.
No, Tim Curry is
he
the
squeaked
most.
him out. He squeaked ahead.
He is
You
so,
think so?
cartoonishly villainous in this movie.
So good.
He's incredibly rapey to every female character.
And some of
As
the males.
you should be.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a cardinal.
No.
Oh.
What? That's how the birds have sex. Super creepy.
Incredibly creepy.
The queen is
Cartoonishly
getting out of
villainous.
her bath, and her handmaiden's supposed to be going to grab her towel. we never know what fucking happened to that bitch. The next time we see her, she's handing Chris O'Donnell a sword on the stairs. She somehow got lost or, passed out on the fainting couch. So the queen is standing up out of the bath, and her handmaiden presumably wraps the robe around her. And then you notice Tim Curry's A, giant ape hands, with B, his garish red and gold ruby ring on. And she's like, hey, thanks, Carol. Oh, whoa, that's a lot of eyeball and gum line
I'm sorry.
while
madam.
I'm naked. It was upsetting for
You're
everyone.
not naked. I just gave you your robe.
And it got really, really...
Sacrifice God
Yeah.
for
Really
you.
rapey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives her a big long speech about how it's totally cool for queens to sleep with the cardinal.
Yep.
It's totally cool.
Yeah, everybody
Fine.
does it.
Everybody
Fine,
does it.
it's fine.
Everybody agrees with this. There's no contention here at all. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Typical foppish French lord that the Three Musketeers was making fun of.
Hey, make me look more like a...
Eighth Doctor, not
It
cool.
was
He's so distracted. It looks like a really horrible, bad Lestat cosplay you'd see at a fucking con, and no one be nice to that guy.
he's meant to be the stereotypical foppish French lord that the Three Musketeers was making fun of.
Hey, make me look more like a mime to get laid, said no one ever.
No, we're not talking about Paul McGann. We're talking about Chris O'Donnell.
Oh.
Chris
Yeah,
O'Donnell.
he kept normal
Chris
human flesh
O'Donnell was the main point of what we fucking hated in this whole film.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible actor. His mouth was always doing something wrong. Like, it always, like, he can't breathe. Number one, he's a fucking mouth breather. Strike one. Strike two, it was always, like, in this cartoonish, like, gaping. And, yeah, I said the word gaping, which I ruined everybody's day with before the movie started.
Yeah, we don't need to bring
Thanks,
that up.
Pornhub.
Chris O'Donnell's movie looks like if you were to freeze frame just any random scene of SpongeBob and look at the character's mouth.
Yes. Oh, my.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Wow. Yeah. Oh.
Thank you for
It's
that.
just
No, I can't
contorted
stop
into some
seeing
weird
it.
cartoon shape that human mouths are not meant to make.
Fucking horrible. He's also a murderous cunt through this whole fucking movie.
He kills a lot of people.
We're doing fun antics and I counted, and I forgot to keep counting like during the last half hour. He accidentally killed 10 people.
Civilians.
knocking people off of
Oh, yeah.
ladders.
Kids love...
Everything about this movie.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah.
Actually.
I mean, why do you think we have the generation that we have right now?
We have this really fun Gulf War going on, and like explosions. Come on,
There's
kids!
so many explosions.
Everybody get in the military. We got
John-
explosions. This, just everything about this movie, the sets, the costume design. Again, I cannot stress everybody's fucking hair sucked in this movie. It's gonna make you
Oliver
angry.
Platt was great.
Because he had 11 scarves on. He looked like a fucking gay mummy. He was great, but none of the scarves were the same color. It's
That's-
just very bold and boisterous colors.
Somewhat accurate.
Yes.
I love the idea of a really
respect
fabulous
that.
mummy.
Hourglass, not pear.
Everything except for Tim Curry's cape is fucking trash.
Hey, nice set, bro. Yeah, nice costume, man.
Are we on a set, bro? Yeah, man. We're
Everything.
totally on a set. Like rubber rocks, fucking astroturf. It was very, very chintzy.
I really
You're
enjoyed
getting-
I really enjoyed the green screen for when they were riding on the carriage and chatting about the booze. There was
Yeah, that
fans
was...
blowing and fucking...
Sexually repressed fortune cookie. Everything you say, you could follow with the word in bed.
Yes.
Like Cardinal Tim Curry says something about, I'm going to rip it down and shove it down your throat.
Invade isn't.
This whole movie, the dialogue sounded like a really sexually repressed fortune cookie. Everything you say, you could follow with the word in bed.
Yes.
Like Cardinal Tim Curry says something about, I'm going to rip it down and shove it down your throat.
In bed.
It was impressive how many times we were able to work in bed into the script of this movie. I easily triple
I've
digits.
never been bettered by a man. in bed.
Yeah.
Every fucking line. It's also we see
I'm going to
about
join you.
70% of every breast that is presented in this film. This is supposed to be a kids movie. We have a disfigured torturer being rammed backwards on 6-inch spikes, and when that didn't kill him,
ham face.
Oliver fucking Platt, he's screaming, by the way, the whole time, cuts this rope, and the other half of the sandwich maker smushes down
Just a
and
random
kills
rope.
Ham Face.
Just a random rope.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll do something, right?
The idea is an Iron Maiden, essentially, but constructed a bit differently.
I didn't keep an exact count, but I'm going to say somewhere around 100 people get stabbed with a sword
easy.
on screen.
Oh, easy.
At least.
This movie literally opens with deception and murder.
Yeah.
The first thing that
Deception,
happens.
Murder, a lot of implied sex and fingering.
And Tim Curry's badass cloak.
What shouldn't be in children's movies? Charlie fucking Sheen.
Charlie
should
Sheen.
not be in children's
Kiefer
movies.
Sutherland should not be in children's
Yeah,
movies.
these are not good role models
They
for
are
your
both
children.
very depressed. Get a contest life, and it shows a woman, and he's like, "Nope, this is how you treat a woman. Here's some poetry now." Okay, I would say the worst part of this film for me, of the please don't let kids watch this, is the Musketeers are gonna run a train on a bar wench
Oh, yeah.
and make it a contest. They're like, this is how you treat a woman. And he's like, nope, this is how you treat a woman. Here's some poetry now. Hey, blackface, Chris O'Donnell, why don't you try to treat a woman?
Here's some really, really awful poetry.
It's all for one and 4 for 2 holes. You're
Gaping.
welcome.
Well,
That's
Juice.
cleared up.
You know it's not clear. Would you watch this again?
this is a really tough one for me. I absolutely loved this movie. Granted that I'd never seen this movie.
You're a bad man.
I'm a terrible man. However, I don't think that I would watch it again. If I was 20 years younger and had never seen this, yeah, I would probably watch this multiple times. But unfortunately, at this age, I'll spend the 30 minutes to get Oliver Platt, all his parts. And that's it. I don't think that there's anything else in this movie that I could really say I loved enough other than
Platt
him.
supercut?
He's
Platt
not
supercut.
doing much these days. You could probably get him to come act it out
A
himself.
A platinum supercut, Casey.
A platinum supercut.
An Oliver Platt.
I see what you did there.
Oliver Platinum supercut. But Jay, how about you? You seem to enjoy this movie a lot. Would you sit down and watch it again?
I really loved this movie when I was a kid. Granted, I was young when it came out, and I got to see it in theaters. And I've watched it several times since then, but after...
Any answer you don't give isn't.
Would I watch this movie again? And it's... How long was this? And
So
you have to keep looking at him.
thanks for the reminder, Dave, that I'm not going to watch this movie again.
yeah.
But Casey, would you watch this movie again?
Okay, so I have a complicated answer to this question.
As if any answer you don't give isn't.
Would I watch this movie again? And it's... How long was this? An hour
Hour
and 45
45.
minutes?
Yeah.
No. Would I watch an hour and 45 minutes of All for Love by Bryan Adams music videos and different takes thereon? Yes. Yes, I would. In fact, Dave and I started to do that immediately after the movie.
And we did about 17 minutes.
We did an orchestral version all throughout the movie. It's featured in there.
Yeah, it's over the end credits. We let them
Banging.
play all the way out.
Banging soundtrack.
It's so good.
It's Bryan
So
Adams.
good.
It's Rod Stewart. It's fucking Sting. Tantric Daddy. Fuck yes. And then
And then we watched...
David found...
Oh, man. Bryan Adams performs it with Luciano Pavarotti, which is just... It's so good and so sad at the same time.
It's awful.
It's really not.
You have Bryan Adams scratchy.
If there was never an understanding that we
fucking
are awful
Pavarotti.
fucking people,
Also-
they intentionally did this to themselves, everybody.
We listened to the full soundtrack from the movie, then we watched the original video with Rod Stewart, and then we watched the Pavarotti one. And now when we leave, we're gonna watch the Swedish one.
This Swedish EMD
But-
cover.
Pavarotti.
What is wrong with you
screams.
guys?
That's an EMD cover?
That's the name of the band, EMD.
Oh, God
I don't know
damn.
if it's
I
indicative
really
of their
hope
musical
it's techno,
style.
though. So, no, this movie was
Electronic music
sad.
dance.
Most of the people whose career was in it is at the very end. And it was sad. It was a sad movie. Dave?
Oh, man.
Would you watch this movie again?
Would I watch this? This was like Jay. I watched this in theaters. I had this on VHS as a kid. I've seen this movie a lot of times. About 2 minutes in, all of it came rushing back to me.
Coming back.
Yeah, every beat of this movie I had. What I did not remember from my childhood was how I'm gonna end up watching it again just for the nostalgia ruch of endorphin.
God,
Your
you're
subplot being a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
It was not.
No.
It was such a snooze. Casey's snoring, even me bringing it up.
I yawned.
The 3 saltine crackers.
The good moments of it did not outweigh the rest of it, but I'm still probably going to end up watching it again just for the nostalgia rush of endorphin.
God, you're a bad person.
Oh, please.
You're the worst of us,
Trash
Dave.
bag.
So, no, screw you all. I am going to watch it again.
Illuminati confirmed.
I'm texting your wife the All for Love music video.
You
at
are
random
always
times.
welcome to.
Speaking of Illuminati confirmed, next week I'm going to call on all of Dave's Illuminati abilities to guide all of.
People ironically watching Alex Jones and Glenn Beck.
I believe an awful movie derived from a book should be. This is going to be the Da Vinci Code.
I'm so excited.
We're going to dive so deep into all of these conspiracy theories.
3
about
out of 4 of us have read this book.
Crazy conspiracy theories are fucking great. This is awesome.
Jay, this is how we got to where we're at in the world. People ironically watching Alex Jones and Glenn Beck.
At this point, that Shitty Cinema has exhausted our gas tank. So we're gonna
Go
get out
huff
of
more
here.
gas. We're
We're
gonna
gonna go
huff more gas. Listen to some Brian. Some representation matters.
Fabulous
Damn
frog.
Oh, I don't know. I know a pretty famous one, Michigan J Frog.
a fabulous famous frog.
Yeah.
Oh wow. The alliteration. All right, this is awful, and it's clear at this point that Shitty Cinema has exhausted our gas tank. So we're gonna
Go
get out
huff
of here.
more gas. We're
We're
gonna
gonna
huff
go
more gas. Listen to some Brian Adams, and guys,
Do jumping jacks.
It's
be
time.
nice to each other.
It's time for us to turn out the lights and close the doors. Let's get out of here.